All right, all right. Welcome, everybody. Okay, as people kind of trickle into this call, I want to know how you're feeling. I want to know why you're pumped to be here today. Think about it. You guys all took time away from your family, maybe from dinner. Maybe you're just driving in the car and you have to turn off your podcast. Who knows? But I want to know why you're excited to be here. Is it because you're excited about this new piece of the compensation? Is it because you're just excited to see my face? Is it because you know our amazing CEO will be here? I don't know, but put it in the chat. I want to know why you're pumped. Anticipation, yes, yes, yes. Okay, this is going so fast. Opportunity, all of it. Comp plan, ready to take this thing to the next level. New money, yes. Good, you guys are this is good. I love the participation. All right, you guys, well, my name is Mike Mallory. I'm one of the sales directors here at Isagenix, and I want to welcome all of you to the most important call of the year, where we will be talking about the new Team Builders bonus, you guys. Now, the content on this call today is unreal. It's going to be amazing. It's going to change the trajectory of your business. But before we get to that meat and potatoes, can you guys please do me a huge favor, okay? I want to acknowledge Carly Smith. She's one of our sales support girls. She runs all of these calls behind the scenes. It's a very intense job. She has to make sure everything goes perfect. So please put in the chat how much you love Carly. She hates when I do this, which is why we have to do it, you guys. We have to do it. We want to embarrass her. If this call ends and she's not uncomfortable, we did not do our jobs correctly. So let Carly know how much we love and appreciate her in the chat. Yes, Carly, I hope you're watching and I hope you're uncomfortable in a loving way because we love you. All right, the last thing I want to do before I introduce our first speaker, because I know you guys are excited, you want to get into it. But the last thing I want to do before I do that is I want to get a commitment from all of you. We always do these calls. We always get lots of commitments. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but I want you to understand something. The content of this call and the explanation of this new bonus is going to be exceptional. You're going to be very excited. But there's going to be little nuances and little details that when they hit your brain, a little flip is going to switch and you're going to say, oh, wow, it does this and it's going to do this for my business. And you're going to get super pumped up and excited. You're going to think this is huge. But the problem is you're going to miss those little details if you're not fully present on this call. So that's the one commitment I want from you. I want you to be 100% focused. Turn on your camera if you can. I know we can't see a lot of you, but do it anyway because it's going to make you pay attention. Okay, so 100% focused. If you're willing to commit to that, put focus in all caps in the chat right now. If you do it in lowercase, I'm going to be very disappointed. Somebody wrote FOCU. That's not good enough. Retype it. Okay, I want the full word, no slacking. Good. I love it. You guys you're into it. All right, you guys, so let's introduce our first speaker. Now, our first speaker is someone that you all know, love, and appreciate. She's someone that has been in this industry for decades and understands it better than any of us. Now, I could go on and on and on and on about her experience, her accolades, but the most important thing to understand about her is this, you guys. No one cares more about Isagenix associates and customers than this person. So please put it in the chat, but help me welcome someone who's joining us all the way from Australia. Just kidding, you guys. She lives in Arizona, but give it up for our CEO, Sharon Walsh. Sharon, take it away.
Thanks so much, Mike. Absolutely. From beautiful, sunny Arizona, still over 100 degrees here. Can you believe it? But we love it. So thank you all for joining. And as Mike said, this is an exciting call and one that I'm so grateful that so many of you have made the time to get onto tonight. Because tonight we're sharing a way in which we really believe you and every part of our associate family that shares Isagenix can truly win. Our fantastic compensation plan has stood the test of time, and it's still the most generous compensation plan of its type in the industry. We're not changing that, guys. 300 and 600, the binary $54 cycle, that is all there for you to enjoy. We made a change earlier around the PIB where we simplified that and we made it 20% of sales. That was a significant change. And again, with a view that we wanted more people to win, it is absolutely delivered. We have paid millions of dollars more this year in PIBs than we did for the same time last year, and we're delighted by that. But what we're going to share with you tonight is a bonus program, not a short-term promotion, guys, a bonus program that will sit alongside the compensation plan for you. You get to win in both. And what we've been very mindful of in its development is that if you're winning in the bonus program, your cycles should be growing too, because we want you to really enjoy the benefits of this incredible binary. And we've created this foundational bonus program that will reward you in addition to the comp plan along the way. So yes, we're excited by that. How this came to be: there are a couple of gentlemen in the building here at Isagenix that have been with us for quite a long time. You don't get to see and hear from them. They're the experts in the compensation plan. We have Greg Eiler, who's the architect of the compensation plan. He's been in the industry for a long time and looked at various compensation plans across the industry, worked with them, and has a real passion for compensation plans in our industry. The gentleman you'll be hearing from shortly is our VP of Analytics and Commissions. He's the gentleman that has been monitoring, analyzing, knows more about the mechanics and the inner workings of our compensation plan than anybody on the planet Earth. And I can say that with absolute confidence. That is not an exaggeration. So Greg and Chad, I went to them months ago and spoke to them about, look, we've had many different bonuses, LAA programs, 5K relay bonuses, and a number of different ones across time. We really want one that rewards people for doing the things that will continue to grow their compensation returns at the same time. What would you develop? So they spent time together, months, looking at different ways to build a plan for you. And what they've come up with, I truly believe it's exceptional. And there are a few goals. One of the goals, and most importantly, is that it gives more people a chance to earn more money. And as they progress through the journey with Isagenix, they're continuing to be rewarded in the new bonus program and, of course, in the compensation plan. But let's get into it. So I would love to introduce you all to Chad Kingsley. He's our Vice President of Analytics across the commissions team. He runs the entire commissions team. And ladies and gentlemen, if you love seeing those cycles and PIBs and rewards go into your account each and every week, show some love. Type Chad in the chat as I hand over to Chad Kingsley.
Wow, thank you, Sharon. And thank you for allowing me to be here today and introduce you guys to this new program that we're really excited about. Sharon mentioned that she came to us a few months ago and asked us to take a look at, kind of what we've done in the past and where we feel like we want to go in the future. And so we sat down as a team, and she mentioned Greg Eiler and myself and a few others. And we kind of strategized around where we felt we wanted to change some things that were happening with some of the bonuses and some of the promotions that we were doing, when we were reviewing some of the outcomes and some of the activities that we saw. And so we focused on a couple of key principles. And I think hopefully you guys will be excited about this too. But before we jump in, I just want to give a shout out to Greg. I think he's on the call, so he's going to help me monitor some chats as well as others. So thank you, Greg, for being on the call if you're there. I'm going to start out just by going through some of the principles that we landed on as we were having some of these discussions around how can we improve the impact of the money that we're spending in commissions for you guys in the field, and how can we help you to incentivize yourselves, your teams, and really build a healthy organization moving forward. So these are the key principles that we were focused on. So the first thing we wanted to do was we needed to create something that was a balanced earnings philosophy that's aligned to our revenue. And so what do we mean by that? Well, we all know that the organization goes through cycles like any company with revenue and sales. And we wanted to make sure that when we're rewarding appropriately. So when sales are up, we're rewarding for those sales. And when sales go down, we're not necessarily out of the realm where we want to be. So I think the important thing there is we want to be able to scale. And I think that's something we've struggled with in the past. So when sales are really going up and going through the roof, we're able to scale with this new bonus program in your businesses, and you guys are able to earn appropriately. So that's a big key feature. We wanted to also focus on, and I think Sharon, you just touched on this, but we wanted to make sure this was an enhancement to our existing compensation plan. We didn't want to develop something that was a competing program. We wanted to make sure that the behaviors and the techniques and the training that we were focusing on would really enhance our existing plan and therefore really support that. So as you're building out in this bonus program, maybe for those it'll help early along the way. And you'll notice as we go through some of the examples here in a bit, it'll also help you build on the other side too. So really support that traditional plan, our cycles, the 300, 600 as exists, because that is still our core compensation plan. All of you know we've been going through the 10K and subsequent 5K relays. We wanted to capitalize on that momentum. We know you guys have been working really hard on those, working with your teams, building out your organization. So we wanted to make sure we were able to carry that momentum that you guys already have into this new program. So that was really important. Sharon touched on this as well, expand participation. So this is a program that is open and available to everybody. And we'll walk through what the qualifications are. But it's really, we wanted to target something that could work for somebody who's new in the organization. But then again, as I said earlier, begin to scale as your businesses grow. So it works for everybody. We wanted to target earnings to teams. That's part of that conversation. So how can we make sure everybody has a path to earn in an incentive program? And this is kind of new for us a little bit. We really wanted to allow for you guys in the field to focus some of your energy on retention. We know enrollments are super important to what we do. That is something we still want to reward for, and you'll see we're incentivizing that. And we want to also give you the opportunity to really stay engaged with your customers. Make sure that they're continuing to purchase, because if we can get your customers to continue to purchase on, month 2 and month 3, then we have a much higher success rate of having them stick around long term. The other thing here was reduce complexity. We hear a lot of noise coming from corporate in the field. We have all these different promotions, even the stuff that we have. A lot of you, if you've participated in leadership pools, it's hard to explain, it's hard to understand. So we really focused on how can we reduce complexity in this program and open this up. And then the third one is really to reduce manipulation. And so, one of the things we've noticed is that with some of our bonus programs in the past, unfortunately, we've seen some manipulation. That's not something that, even though it might help in the short term, it may not provide a lasting environment for your teams or a success long term for your team. So reducing manipulation was a key piece. So these were the principles that we talked about every day when we met. We went through a lot of modeling, a lot of iterations around how this might work. And so I'm excited to kind of show you where we've landed now. So talking about complexity, this slide contains almost everything you need to know about the Team Builder bonus program. So first, I'll draw your attention to the first, we'll call it number 1. It's not a bullet point, but we'll call it number 1. And that's the first qualifying action you need to take as an associate in order to participate in this program. And that is to enroll 2 new customers. Now they need to be qualified enrollments, so they need to be over 100 QV or 100 plus, and they need to be on subscription rewards. And those 2 enrollments need to happen within the commission month. Okay. The second thing in order to participate is maintain a paid as consultant rank. Now we've got on here 3 of 4, 4 of 5. That can get a little bit confusing. Just understand that in a commission month, you get a week of grace, but you need to maintain paid as consultant. So what does that do for you? Well, those first 2 points really open up that center column here in the table above. And what it is that it gives you an opportunity to be rewarded on all customer purchases within your 4 PET at different levels. So within your 1 PET, you'll be rewarded 10% of the BV of those customer purchases. And that's over the first 90 days of the life cycle of that customer. At level 2 or second generation, as some might say, you'll be rewarded 8%. And so on, 6 and then 4. So as long as you've enrolled 2, you have 2 qualifying enrollments on the commission month, and you maintain paid as consultant at the requirement of the 3 or 4 or 4 or 5, you'll open up the ability to be rewarded for the first 90 days on all customer purchases. We'll get into, there's a caveat, but we'll get into the first one there. The second thing is if you maintain paid as manager in the same fashion as consultant, so 3 of 4 or 1 week of grace, you'll open up that second retention piece of the program, which is you'll be rewarded from day 91 to 365 of customer purchases. So what is the life cycle? The life cycle for this, when we say day 1 to 90 or day 91 to 365, what that means is when the customer joins, that's day 1. So it's not anything related to a date that you have, it's related to the customer that's making the purchase. So in the first 90 days of them joining Isagenix, that's where you'll be rewarded in that middle column. And then after that, from day 91 to 365, you'll be rewarded at the 5% for level 1, 4% for level 2, and 3% and 2. So really what we're doing here is we're rewarding for all customer purchases over the entire first year of their life cycle with Isagenix. So let's dive in a little bit more on how this might look. You'll see on this slide, we have on the left side, new growth. That's kind of what we're calling the day 1 to 90. And you'll see at the bottom, it says paid as consultant. So as long as you're paid as consultant, you have your qualified enrollments, that opens up this left side of the slide for you, the new growth section of the bonus program. Now, when you have a customer purchase, let's say you just enrolled a customer, this is the one caveat. So you've earned a 20% PIB on that customer in your 1PT. So this is your personal enrollment. So that particular order does not count towards this bonus program. However, any additional orders that customer or others make that are not the enrollment order from day 2 to 90, you will be paid 10% on that BV. Now the math we used, easy numbers here for math. So just use that for the calculation. But as we go down through here, when we get to the second PET generation, you'll notice at a 2 PET level, we pay on all orders. So it's only that first enrollment order in your 1 PET generation that is excluded. But if that person orders on day 30, day 60, and day 90, all of those orders would count in this bonus program. When they get to day 91 and you've maintained paid as manager, the right side of this slide here, you'll see you're rewarded at that reorder or subscription rate. It does not have to be an auto ship order. It can be a wholesale order, any customer order. There are no BV requirements on those orders. As long as the customer is within the first year of their life cycle, you'll be rewarded in this should you meet the requirements. And then so forth at 3rd generation and 4th generation. So what we expect, obviously, we see the percentages tier down a little bit when we get from 1 to 4. That's mostly because we expect exponential growth within your teams at those rates. So the more enrollers you have, obviously, the more customer orders that are coming in at those levels, and the more you can earn. So one of the things I wanted to walk through here with you guys, is kind of a fast start story, or we're calling it a fast start story. And we're going to talk a little bit about Tom here. Tom's just enrolled. He's in his first month. Okay, so Tom's working hard and he's gone out and he's enrolled Sue and Jen. I had to put names on here so I could remember who they were when I was talking to you guys. Now, what you'll notice is in week 1 here of his first month, he has now earned 20% PIB on both those first orders. So in this case, that equals about $100. Now, keep in mind, this is kind of a general presentation. So some markets do have other considerations in here. This isn't necessarily a one size fits all for everybody, but in general, this is how the bonus structure would work on a fast start program. Now, Tom has worked with Sue and Jen, and he's helped or trained or duplicated himself, and he's become a consultant. So now he's earned his $50 consultant bonus. And he's assisted Sue and Jen in enrolling 2 each. So in this situation, you'll notice that since Tom has become a consultant, he's already opened up the potential to earn in this bonus program. Okay, so he's got now 4 orders at his second PET level of 130 BV each. And that equates to that $42 you see there in the table. So if he maintains his consultant status for the rest of the month, then he's going to earn that additional bonus. Now, because of that action, Sue and Jen have also become consultants. So as we walk through this, he also had the opportunity to earn a consultant development bonus for both of those individuals. And he's also now rank advanced to a manager. So those are things that were already in play, but I do want to highlight that that team builder bonus came in as soon as he really reached consultant and he had orders in his second PET. So as long as he maintains qualification, he's going to earn that $42. So as this plays out, we know that Sue and Jen are now earning because they've enrolled 2 people each and they've received those PIBs on their side. So they're going to stay engaged and they're going to reorder somewhere probably around week 4. Okay, thinking of the 30-day cycle. So now he's earned $32 on those reorders. So he didn't earn on their first order, but he did earn on their second order. Okay. Now, if we look at month 2, now we're going to assume that Tom is going to stay engaged. He's going to get his qualified enrollments in month 2. But just looking at these individuals that he's working with here, Sue and Jen, and we've got Mark and Alex. I left the other 2 unnamed at the moment. He's still working with his team. And Mark and Alex have also reordered. So now at that 2 PET level in month 2, Tom has the ability to earn another $26 on Mark and Alex's order, as long as he maintains qualification in the bonus program. This has also, we wanted to call out for sure that as this rolls out, you can see he'd already earned more than a cycle in the bonus program, but this has prepared him to earn his first cycle in the traditional side of the compensation plan. So that's why where we talk about enhancing the traditional side of the compensation plan, really supporting that effort. So we were able to get some early money to Tom to make sure he's engaged and excited, but we're also able to support him when he starts cycling, hopefully here in the near future. And then in this example, Sue and Jen are still engaged. They have another reorder. This is month 2. He's going to earn additional money on those orders at $32. So in this example, so far in 2 months, Tom has earned an equivalent of about $786. All right, so that's the Fast Start story. What are some of the benefits that we believe we have with this program? Well, first, we talked about it early, earning on BV from customer purchases. So instead of having a share-based program where the more shares that come into it may decrease the overall share value, in this type of bonus program, because you're being paid on BV that is being sold within your teams, that's where you're able to scale. It's not dependent on what anybody else does in the organization. As long as you're selling, you're able to scale, and that bonus can scale with you as you grow and through the ranks. The second bullet point here is that it's open to all associates. It's not limited to higher ranks. You don't need to be an executive. You don't need to be a director in order to participate. As long as you maintain your consultant status, which is the minimum to cycle at an early point in your life cycle, you can participate. So it's open to everybody, but again, can scale as you scale within the organization. You get full team participation. One of the things when we talk about complexity that we learned with the 10K relay and subsequent 5Ks was it was really complex to understand who should I work with? Who are my enrollers? Well, in this case, anybody, everybody on your team that's an enroller within your 3 or 4 PT are allowed to participate with you in the bonus program. So it's open for everybody. The next bullet point is earn on all customer purchases potential in the first year of their life cycle. So if we can keep them around for 12 months, you will earn a percentage on every one of those customer purchases. The second thing is really a big point for all of us and hopefully for you guys as well. We wanted to provide a flexible foundation for future programs. So what does that mean? And Sharon touched on this a little bit. In the past, we've developed a promotion, develop some training, send it out to you guys, and then maybe a couple months later, we come up with another promotion, more training, send it to you guys. It's different behaviors, supports different activities, and it's a constant learning process. Well, what we wanted to do with this is provide something that is a foundation that we can leverage in order to do things that we would want to incentivize further in the field. So, we can change percentages, we can add different kickers, we can do different things with this promotion that will enhance it, but also allow you to not have to retrain your teams, yourselves, and really just stay comfortable with how this promotion runs. And then back into complexity, reducing complexity. You enroll two qualified enrollments, stay paid as consultant, stay paid as manager, and you can earn on the entire platform. So that's really it. That's all that it's about. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and I'll turn it back over to.
I'll take it away, Chad. That was freaking amazing. Thank you so much. And you got through it so fast. I want you guys to pay attention, because as you go out there and share with people, it doesn't have to be complex, right? It's really pretty simple when you break it down that way. Now, I did want to address a couple of things. You guys had some really good questions in the Q&A. I just wanted to reiterate a couple of things that Chad said, maybe dive in a little bit deeper on some of these main questions. And then keep in mind, moving forward, if we don't answer every question on the call, go to that Q&A chat, put it in there. We'll try to get to it. And then after the call ends, if you still have questions, feel free to reach out to any of your sales guys. Your uplines also have really good answers for a lot of this. But I want to address the 4 main things that I saw pop up. Number 1, people had a lot of questions about the 20% PIB. They're saying, oh, is the 20% PIB going away on those first orders? The answer is no. The 20% PIB is still here, right? But you're already getting that great percentage on the first order. This bonus is based on reorders, right? What they place the next month and the month after that and the month after that. So 20% PIB stays. Number 2, I saw a number of people ask about rank advancement bonuses. You guys, this is an additional bonus. It's not going to touch your rank advancement bonus. None of that stuff changes. So this is in addition to that other stuff, which brings me to point number 3. I think there was some confusion. People are like, well, how does that affect cycles? It's cycles are here, $54 for 900 BB, and they're mixing things up. This is in addition to cycles. Has nothing to do with your cycles. Again, this is just based on reorders of the people that are still in their first year of business, okay? And then the 4th thing that I'll hit on, and then we have a couple more speakers, is this. People are worried about, okay, does every order have to be 100 BV? Does it have to be a subscription order to take advantage of this? The answer is no, right? It does not matter what they came in with. It does not matter if it's on subscription later on. You have to hit those 2 enrollments, right, to qualify each month. Those have to be 100. Those have to be on subscription. But everything after that, any customers you brought in that are still in their first year of business, you will earn in this bonus as long as you hit those requirements, right? You got to be a consultant, then you have to be a manager, and you have to get your 2 enrollments. Okay? You guys, I hope you are as excited as I am. It's hard for me to hide my smile because I think this bonus is unreal. For those of you that are out there working your business, this is transformational. It's going to take your business to the next level. So Chad, thank you. You guys, please give it up for Chad in the chat. So good, so simple. Love the slides. I'll talk more about the slides later, by the way, so don't go away. But before I do that, like I said, we have a couple of associates that we've asked to kind of jump on the call. They were both at the big mastermind event where Chad first kind of introduced this new bonus, shared all about it. They got to really have some time to dig deep and understand it better. So I'm going to introduce one of them right now and invite her to kind of share her thoughts. So the reason we invited this person to share her thoughts is because she is so good at breaking down numbers so that you can kind of take bite-sized chunks and understand how exponentially quickly your business can grow. So let me tell you a little bit about her. So she's been building her Isagenix business now for about 8 years. And although she's seen steady growth the whole time, she really saw her business explode. And I mean explode in the past 2 years. So much so that some of her accolades, they include Starred Ambassador, Isagenix Rising Star, and most recently, this is the big one, you guys, the 2023 #1 Global Leader of the Year. She's a 5-star Golden Circle who loves to travel the world. You'd know this if you follow her on social media. It makes me jealous every day. Please welcome to the call, Chelsea Lauren. Chelsea, go ahead and take over. Share your thoughts.
Hi, everyone. Okay, I am so excited to be talking on this call because if anyone's ever heard me train before on pretty much any call, I love talking about the numbers and getting our teams paid. I am a big believer that when we get our people paid, they stay, they build belief, and they go out and share this opportunity with other people because they have a story to share it with. And so when this bonus structure came out, the first thing that I did is I went home and I have spent the last week just really diving in the numbers, creating Excel spreadsheets, like figuring it out, like how can we maximize this so that it makes the most amount of sense. And here's the number one thing that I want to share with you all that really has stuck out to me. Over my years with this company and through the different bonus structures that I've worked with and getting my teams paid, there have been bonus structures that have worked really well in the sense that people got paid a lot of money. But oftentimes that money was not equating to a sustainable business. And so I would find that I would have these people that would join my team and they would make money, right? And then they would quit because their upfront money was gone. And then they were like, it's too difficult to build the cycles. Or they would be so discouraged because they were like, wait a minute, I was crushing it in LIA. I was crushing it doing all this stuff. I won a trip. I did this thing, but now I'm still not cycling the way that I want to be cycling. Why isn't it meeting the two? This bonus structure is a perfect marriage between upfront pay that creates the longevity. And that is so exciting for me as a leader that I get to bring people in and I get to teach them the right action steps that when built correctly is going to pay them well now and in the years to come. Right? So with that being said, if you guys can get fired up, give me a 1 in the chat if that fires you up to really create the right systems so that people are doing the right activity, right? How am I going to roll this out to my team personally, and how I think that really seeing the big vision, just seeing the big vision of what's possible. One, if you're here because you just love sharing the products, all right, if this is like, you're like, I just love sharing the products, like maybe I'll build a team, but I love sharing the products. Congratulations, you just got a pay raise. Every single one of you just got a pay raise. You get 10% for reorders, like just focus on that retention. And I tell all my incredible team members who are such incredible product salespeople, you just got an automatic raise, right? But as a team builder, and for those of us who are really here to not only enroll customers, but go and find business partners to work with, what I started to notice was this really focused on sales volume. If you're really looking at how this is focused, it's on sales volume. And I know in the past, we've really focused on how many new customers someone has enrolled every single month. And so I started to ask myself, what if I created a sales volume goal for my team, something that's super achievable, but something that we could all do? Because what is network marketing truly based on? It's based on duplication. It's the power of how all of us can do a little, we can create a lot. And so I personally started thinking about the power of 1,000 BV every 90 days in a 90-day cycle. Now, if we look at this structure, right, the structure really incentivizes that 90 days. And to me, I always think corporate's so smart. They know what they're doing. So if they're telling us that they want to pay us a lot for retention 90 days, it's probably because if we can get good retention for 90 days, it's going to trickle into the following months. Because if someone stays 90 days, they're probably going to stay another 30 and another 30, right? So what if I was to talk to my team about, hey, let's look at our one PET every single month. And in the last 90 days of customers, are we always selling 1,000 BV? And what that could look like is maybe this month I sell 300 BV, but last month I sold 300 and I got those customers to reorder. So I'm still selling a total of 600. Maybe 2 months ago, I had customers and they reordered 2 months in a row. So now in total, I have 1,000, right? So really, I started thinking about the power of the duplication of 1,000 BV on this 90-day period, right? And I want to share with you some of the big numbers that absolutely started blowing my mind, like really big picture. Because I know when I came here to Isagenix, like I was the girl in the back of the room that saw the people walking across stage. I was like, whoa, we can go that big. Like we can create whatever we want. Because there's something available here for everybody. That's the beautiful thing here. But with this structure, what I immediately saw was the basics of network marketing. It's what we were, all taught in the beginning, the multiplication of 5, right? If 5 people bring 5 people, we have 25. So I started playing with these numbers and I made some slides for myself and for my team. And I'm going to just kind of share some of the numbers that I saw. So if you were to work by the power of 3, meaning if I was to focus on, okay, I'm going to find 3 builders, maybe they're builders already on my team. Remember, we're allowed to work with our previous builders in this program, which is insane. Like I can go back to old builders, or maybe they're new builders. But if I find 3 and I focus on the duplication of 3 who find 3, who can commit to that 1,000 BV, who find 3. Well, guys, in that structure, in your 4PT, if you do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, that's a total of an almost $2,000 bonus. That's $1,960 bonus. And it, with the volume that you would have to create to do that, you're looking at 11 cycles a week. It's bringing it back to the basics of, we sell a product. We don't have to go sell a ton of product, but we consistently sell product, and we focus on the duplication of selling that product and the power of if we all work together. Now, what I really started to see in this bonus structure was the power of how many people we personally start with in the duplication effect, right? Because a lot of us, because we only have to build 2 legs, because we start with 2 legs, sometimes we can focus, we get one person and we're like, okay, I'm just going to drive that line of that one person. I'm going to find another builder with them, or I'm going to tap their network. But what happens when you drive wide? Some of you might look at this bonus structure and go, this looks like some previous companies. This is an MLM structure. Guys, this is some people's entire comp plan. That's why some of you are like, is this changing our cycles? No, this is just our bonus structure. But for some people, it's their entire compensation plan. And why this is so incredible is because it really allowed me to see the power of also going wide. What does that mean? It means, what if I personally take the responsibility of not just finding 3 people that I'm going to build a business with, but what if I found 5? What does that duplication look like? Well, if I found 5 people that I could lock arms with, and they could all commit to the power of 1,000, and they found 5, and they found 5, and they found 5. I don't even know if I want to share. The numbers are too good. Literally, that's almost a $7,000 bonus if everyone's selling 1,000 BV a month in that duplication. And you're looking at like 46 cycles a week in volume. Guys, when I went to the power of 10, I'm not even going to share it on this call, because I was like, let's just say it's max out. It's max out. And I want to bring it back. Why is the power of 10 max out? We've always said that executive is our highest leadership level. But then sometimes when we bring people on, we're like, we're going to rush them to executive in 30 days. We're going to get them there as fast as possible. We're going to kind of force feed the consultants. Executive is our highest leadership level, because Isagenix understood that if you had 10 people who truly wanted to lock arms with you to build a business, to sell these products, you would have a maxed out business center in the duplication and exponential growth of this business. If you can think big picture, I can go find 10 people who want to partner with me on this vision, who want to commit to the power of 1,000 BV. And then they're going to help me find 10 more, each of them, and 10. You're literally looking at a maxed out business center. So basically what I'm telling you here is, the sky's the limit with this bonus structure. There's no cap. You can literally earn as much as you're willing to build it. And you can start as small as you want. You can start with the power of 1. I did that out. It's about like a $600 bonus. It's great. And then move to the power of 2 and the power of 3. But it really is bringing us back to what network marketing truly is, which is 1, selling our incredible products. 2, making sure we have great retention. 3, duplicating, and duplicating not just deep, but also wide, taking personal responsibility to be starting new business builders, having not just 1 or 2 of them, but 3, 4, and 5 of them, and duplicating that down. And that's all I got for you guys today, but I'm excited. I'm fired up.
Oh my gosh. Can you guys feel it? I can feel her excitement. Can you guys feel it? You guys give it up for Chelsea in the chat, please. That right there is why we asked her to please share, because she did something similar at Mastermind, and everyone's eyes just lit up like, oh, wow, not only is this exciting for me, but what a great way to teach this to my team and get them pumped up. A couple things that really stood out to me right at the beginning, you said something, Chelsea. I'm like, that's a great way to look at it. And I just love that you figured out how our brains worked really before I even figured out how my own brain worked. But you said this, you said good retention for 90 days, right? That's when the big percentages come in, right? But good retention for 90 days is going to equal good retention way past that, right? If you focus on your retention for those first 3 months, people are going to be hooked because the products are good. We already know this, right? We know they're going to love it. But oftentimes we're so excited to get somebody in, and then we finally do, and we forget about them, right? not because they don't like the products, but because they're just not supported. So they kind of lose interest or they forget or whatever. So I love that. And I just loved how you hit upon the power of going wide. That's so true. I think in a binary compensation plan where you only have two legs, people often get in this weird mindset of, well, I should only focus on two people. Heck no. You want to build stability and true depth in your organization, then build wide, and that will build deep for you. But I love that you hit that, Chelsea. Thanks so much for sharing. Again, you guys, tell her in the chat how much we love her. And Chelsea, you guys, just a heads up, I think she's at a wedding or something, and she agreed to do this call for us. So we appreciate you, Chelsea. Thanks so much. All right. We do have one more additional speaker that I'm very excited about. Let me tell you a little bit about her before we invite her to come on, because you guys got to understand what a big deal this person is. Okay. So she joined Isagenix in 2006. So she's been here. Let me do the math. What is that? 17 years, 18 years, maybe close to. Anyway, I'm not very smart. And alongside her husband, they have been blazing a trail since 2006. Matter of fact, she won the Isagenix Woman of the Year Award, I believe in 2012. Her husband also won it, but that was in 2017. So can you say power couple? We got like Beyonce and Jay-Z over here. Or no, who's the new one? Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce over here. In only 3 years in business, you guys, they became Legacy Club member number 44. To this day, this is my favorite thing about her, okay? To this day, they are always on my leaderboards. This is a couple that has made terrific income with Isagenix. Like I said, they're legacy members, and yet they are still every day working their tails off. They are in the trenches with their team. Matter of fact, right now, her team, I believe, is in 11th place for Race to Paradise. And on an individual point level, I think she's in the top 10. She might be number 10. I'd have to double check on that. But the point is she's crushing it, and she's one of our top leaders. Now, even with all of those amazing business accolades, she'll tell you that her greatest accomplishment is her marriage to her husband of, I believe, 20 years, around there, and their 4 amazing kids. So give it up for 14-star platinum, 13-star crystal executive, Hillary Courtney. Hillary, take it away. Share your thoughts with us. I see you, Hillary. I see your face, but you're not moving. Are you frozen? Don't tell me you're frozen. Oh, what a bummer. Okay, you guys. Well, while Hillary's trying to come on, if she can get on, great. If not, I will share a couple things with you really quickly. I had another question pop up in the chat. It's come up several times, and we already covered it, but I'm going to cover it again. Okay, you guys, this is based on future orders. This is based on reorders. Stop focusing so much on that first month order, that enrollment order. Those 20% PIBs are still there. Okay, they're still amazing. They're still there. You're going to want to take advantage of it. This is based on your ability to retain people, but also teaching your team how to retain people. Okay, so don't forget that the 20% PIBs are not going away. The other question I saw pop up that I wrote down is about the life cycle of the customer. Okay, let me give you another example. I know Chad covered this, but just to make sure you're 100% clear, let's say you had somebody enroll in May of this year, right? May of this year means they're still within their 1-year life cycle, okay? This bonus is going to start, I believe, October 23rd, if I'm remembering the dates correctly. Even though that person enrolled clear back in May, they're still in their 1-year life cycle, which means if they purchase after October 23rd, you will qualify to earn these extra percentages in this bonus. Again, you have to make sure you meet the requirements, but if they're in their 1-year life cycle, you qualify. So it is retroactive in that way. I hope you guys are capturing that in your brains, because that's freaking huge. We're rewarding you for work you already did. And just because you retain people, they place new orders, you're going to get additional percentages. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Wanted to hit on that because I think there's been some confusion there. Couple final things. I'm guessing we lost Hillary. I know she was running to sports games with her kids, things like that. So we'll give her a pass. But I did want to run through a couple of housekeeping items before we let you go. Number one, my phone has been blowing up saying, we want Chad's slides. We want those slides so we can share them with our team. Well, guess what? Chad is so gracious. In reality, marketing is so gracious to share those slides with us. You guys, if you go to isagenixbusiness.com and go to promotions, you can actually find those slides. Those exact slides are there. They're available for you right now. So take advantage of those slides. It's a great tool to share with prospects, but also to share with your team. Okay. So the slides are there. In addition to those slides, we also have other slides that were created for us by the wonderful, the one and only Lisa DeMayo. In that same spot, isogenicsbusiness.com, go to promotions. You'll find slides. I think they're called How to Train Your Team. So, and they're based on how to train your team on this new bonus. Okay, so again, those are isogenicsbusiness.com promotions. You're going to find 2 slide decks there, how to train your team and just the basics and how it works of this new bonus. And then the last piece, we have some new social shareables. So just go to shareables.isogenicsbusiness.com and you'll find all of these amazing tools. Get out there, you guys, share it with your teams. I hope you're as excited as I am. Like I said at the beginning of the call, this bonus is transformational. Take advantage, you guys. Thanks so much for being here, and we will see you soon.